Hello friends, it's me. Welcome to Storytime. Today we're going to watch Bolt, a Hollywood superstar dog. Bolt lives a luxurious life in LA High. He drives around in a Hummer limo with his personal assistant, a Chihuahua named Mindy, and all the other dogs on set adore him. You see, Bolt is the star of a hit TV show where he plays a heroic superdog with laser vision, a super bark, and the strength of 100 dogs. His superpowers always save the day and his owner, Penny, the girl whose name he answers to, from danger. But Bolt doesn't know that. He genuinely believes his powers are real. How could they not be? He can destroy a building with one swipe of his tail, or so he thinks. You see, Bolt was born and raised on the set of his TV show, and no one ever told him otherwise. Now, don't get me wrong, he does love his owner, Penny. He just doesn't know she's an actress. He thinks she's a damsel in distress who needs saving. One day, filming a particularly dramatic episode, the villain, Dr. Calico, played by a man in a cat costume, kidnaps Penny and Bolt watches helplessly as she's driven away in a van. The cliffhanger episode ends and the studio audience goes home. Bolt, however, doesn't. He escapes from his doggy hotel room and sneaks onto a cargo plane bound for New York City. He'll save Penny, even if it means leaving Hollywood for the first time ever. But what Bolt doesn't know is that everything about the outside world is very different than what he sees on TV. After hitching a ride in the cargo hold, Bolt finds himself in an alley behind a grocery store. He's hungry, scared, and soon separated from his food and water bowls. To make matters worse, when he runs to greet a friendly-looking guy, his laser vision doesn't put a smile on his face. Instead, it hurts his eyes. What's wrong? Bolt wonders, could there really be more to the world than the set of his TV show? Well, as it turns out, there is. A tough alley cat named Mittens swats Bolt for being so naive and tells him this isn't a TV show. No one's coming to save him. In fact, no one's coming to save anyone. There's only one rule in the outside world, Mittens says, and that's survival of the fittest. She says the nice guy from inside the store probably won't open the door again because Bolt scared him with his laser eyes. So the two of them better team up if Bolt wants to find Penny. Mittens leads Bolt to a cozy spot to nap before sunrise, when suddenly a tiny brown hamster pops out and asks for Bolt's autograph. Rhino is one of Bolt's biggest fans, and he's thrilled to meet his idol in person. But when Rhino asks for help finding a cat lady who lives nearby, Mittens tells him she's not interested in helping anyone. That is, until she hears that he's a celebrity. Suddenly, Mittens changes her tune and asks for a ride on his back. Bolt obliges, although he thinks it's weird that she's mean to everyone else, but nice to him. Rhino asks to come along too, and soon the unlikely trio sets off on a cross-country adventure. They travel through busy cities, dark forests, and dangerous highways. Along the way, Bolt experiences hunger, pain, and fear for the first time. His body even begins to smell. Bolt thinks something must be wrong with him. Why can't he use his powers to help people? Or buy them food? Superdogs don't struggle, he says. They're always happy and healthy. Mittens encourage Bolt to keep going, though she keeps making fun of him for being slow and helpless. Rhino cheers him up by saying he's actually living proof that Bolt can help others, like the elderly lady they saved from an oncoming car. If Bolt can move mountains in his TV show, then he can do anything, Rhino says. And for now, that's enough for Bolt. As the weeks go by, Bolt begins to understand that he's not invincible, but he is brave, loyal, and perhaps destined to be a hero, even if he's not a superhero. One night while sleeping under a bridge, Mittens wakes up and tells the others she has to go to the bathroom. As she disappears into the darkness, Bolt can't help but worry about her. This tough cat has been hiding her face with a hood the whole trip, and she's been rude and hurtful to everyone she meets. Surely there's a reason why, Bolt says. Meanwhile, back in Los Angeles, the producers of Bolt decide they need to find a replacement for their injured canine star. Enter Sparky, a handsome German shepherd who looks just like Bolt. Penny is heartbroken when she sees him for the first time, but she's assured by the producers that he's just a stand-in for a few weeks and that everything will be back to normal soon. Filming begins and Penny notices that something isn't right. She misses her best friend, but no one else seems to care. It's like they've forgotten Bolt exists. At the same time, Mittens returns from her bathroom break with a gash on her leg. Bolt immediately licks her face, which makes her angry at first, but then she leans into his touch. "Thank you," Bolt says. "Love makes you strong," he tells her, and she believes him. The two share a kiss, and Mittens admits that she used to have a loving family until they abandoned her on the streets. "I'm sorry," Bolt tells her. "Then let's hurry up and get to New York. We'll find your family," he promises, although he still hasn't figured out how he's going to save Penny. As the days pass, Rhino grows weaker and weaker. He's lost weight, his fur is matted, and he's losing hope. Bolt and Mittens find a friendly old bulldog named Buster who agrees to take care of Rhino while they search for a vet. Soon, word gets around town that Bolt, the famous TV dog, is in town. People want his autograph. Some want to pet him. And when a group of boys try to hurt him, people come out of their houses to defend him. They call him a hero. And for once, he feels like one. But as the sun sets, Bolt knows he still hasn't saved Penny, and he's worried that she might be in danger. He tells Buster he has to leave. "Wait," the dog says. "You're hurting yourself. You're covered in fleas, and you haven't eaten in days. Please stay and get some rest." "You'll never make it without us," he says, and Bolt realizes Buster's right. He can't do any of this alone. Mittens and Rhino are his friends, and they're depending on him too. For the first time, Bolt understands that being a hero doesn't mean doing everything alone. Sometimes it means leaning on the ones you love. And with their strength combined, there's nothing they can't overcome. Together, they set off for New York, where Bolt believes Penny is being held captive. When they finally reach Hollywood, Bolt's tail droops. He thought the city would be full of tall buildings and busy streets, but it looks just like every other place they visited. Exhausted, they stop to rest when suddenly Rhino wakes up and gasps. "I know this place," he cries. "This is the hamster wheel factory. I used to live here." Bolt can't believe his ears. Everything he's experienced on this trip, the hunger, the fear, the sadness, it's all been real. And now his friend is missing. That means Rhino didn't just idolize Bolt, he loved him. And the thought of losing someone so dear to him terrifies Bolt. It's all too much for the little hamster. He runs off and hides while Bolt and Mittens sneak inside the factory to look for him. They find Rhino surrounded by hundreds of other hamsters. Bolt asks if anyone has seen Penny, but the hamsters tell him she's safe. In fact, they say she's the one who's been taking care of them, not a TV show. Penny has been visiting these hamsters every week since she heard they were being mistreated. But when she arrived last week, she found them gone. She must have thought they were abandoned, which is why she went to New York, not to rescue the hamsters, but to find someone who could take care of them. Now she's at the animal shelter volunteering, and she's waiting for the right person to adopt her. Bolt realizes he's finally found Penny, but she has no idea he's here. So he starts barking as loud as he can, hoping she'll hear him. At the same time, a fire breaks out and everyone rushes for the exits. In the chaos, Penny is separated from her friends. Smoke fills the air, flames lick at her heels, and she collapses to her knees, believing it's the end for her. Suddenly, Bolt jumps in front of her and barks, not with his super bark, but with a tiny yelp. It's the most pathetic sound she's ever heard, and it breaks her heart. But at the same time, it wakes her up. She looks around and realizes she's not in Kansas anymore. Then she sees Bolt and rushes into his arms. Finally, the two are reunited, but they both know they couldn't have done it without the help of their new friends. In the end, the fire is put out, the hamsters are adopted, and Bolt. Mittens and Rhino settle down on a farm where Bolt finally learns what it means to be a real dog, not a fictional hero. As for Penny, she quits the show to live a normal life with her real best friend. The two of them visit the grave of her alter ego, the superhero in Bolt, who will forever live on in their hearts. The end. Okay, friends, that's the end of our story. What did you think? Tell me in the comments. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe so you never miss an episode. See you next time. Bye.